Welcome back to episode 3 of Disc Golf Topics. Today we're talking about is the rules of disc golf. The first thing is objective. The objective of the game is to throw a disc from a designated tee area marked with concrete, rubber, or turf. Usually concrete, sometimes turf when you get to pro courses, sometimes they use turf. Throw it to the designated basket, which is the tee pad and the basket are marked by the number of the hole. They'll both be marked. The second is the basics. The basics of the game is just tee off. You start from the first hole, you tee off. So you throw from the concrete pad towards the basket. The person who tees off first is the person with the lowest score. But if it's the first hole, whoever can go first. And then if one person gets under birdie, they'll go first, and then person who gets par second, bogey, they'll go last, etc. If you're playing with a group of people, that's how it'd be. If not, you just play the course how you want to. Once you get out of the fairway, the person farthest from the basket will throw first. Third one is lie. You throw where your disc lands. So you throw it off the tee into the fairway. You'll throw exactly right where that disc lands. Don't move it from anywhere at all, unless it goes out of bounds or whatever. We'll talk about that later. But so you throw it right there, from right behind your disc. Don't step over it, from right behind it or at the footfall. 5. Hole completion. Or we're not on 5. 4. Putting inside 10 meters or 33 feet of the basket is right where you start to putt at. So there's a circle marked out, and you throw right from where that is at once you start putting. If it's anything outside of that, you'll just throw it or do a little jump putt. But inside that, you have to putt. I just realized when I was editing this, I said 5, but then skipped over 4. So then I went back to 4, but then didn't go back to 5, went straight to 6. So here is 5. 5 is hole completion. A hole is completed when your disc rests in the basket or in the chains. So once you putt and you put it in there and your disc is in the basket, then you can go and get it, and then that's what you get for that hole. The 6, out of bounds or hazard. Out of bounds is marked by lines. If you land out of the bounds, you take a stroke and place it where the disc went out of bounds. So say you throw it, it goes out of bounds, and if it's far back in there or if it's far out of bounds, it doesn't matter. You won't throw it from there. You'll take a stroke and just play it right where it went out of bounds from. And then hazard is if you miss a mando or land in a puddle, you'll just take a stroke and just move it over a little bit so you don't have to stay in the puddle. Or if you miss the mando, if you miss it, you'll just still take the lie where you went, but you'll just had a stroke because you missed the mando. And the mandos are mandatory. You have to hit those. Another one is courtesy rules. If someone is near you or you're playing in a group, just be quiet and just stay calm, I would say, or whatever, because you don't want to be moving around in their peripheral view and then being distracted to them. And if you don't damage the course, obviously don't do any of that. Don't litter. They have garbages. Repeated violations can lead to warnings or disqualification in tournaments, and you do not want that. So make sure in tournaments you're following all the rules, or it can be bad for you. Next one is scoring. Scoring is par is obviously the expected number that you want for the hole. So if it's a par 3 and you make it in 3 shots, that's a par. Birdie is if it's a par 3 and you make it in 2, then that's a birdie, so you'll be under 1. A bogey is if you shoot 1 over par. So if it's a 3 and you make it into a 4, that's a bogey. Double would be over 2, triple over 3, etc. An ace is if you get it in a hole in 1. Those are some of the disc golf rules. Hope you guys understand a little bit more about how the game is played and how disc golf kind of is. The next one we're talking about different plastics and disc types, because even though the disc is the same, plastic has the same name, they still might fly a little different. So you guys want to check that out on the next episode.